Papa Squad. Coming at ya. We've got a track sent in by Chris, one of my patrons, and apparently I missed a track that they had sent earlier, but they included it in here and said they were waiting to hear this reaction to I Lost Something in the Hills from Sibylle Baier. And this is their favorite. What did they say here? A folk song by my favorite German songwriter. So, it said the album also has a very interesting story behind it. We'll see if that's listed in any of the information I'll read. I'm not sure if folk is your thing because I've never heard you talk about it, but is my opinion one of the most special folk records of all time. I hope you like it. I do actually like folk music. I didn't like Bob Dylan until I heard a couple of songs by him that I absolutely love and probably rank among my favorite songs ever. Lay Lady Lay and oh, now I won't remember the other one. Tangled Up in Blue. Love those songs. I just love those songs by him. And I know he's kind of folk rock, but he was part of the big folk explosion in the late 60s, mid late 60s. And then the other guy I discovered back in high school, and this is somebody that if you like folk music and you haven't heard of him, Phil Oakes is the guy's name. He unfortunately ended up killing himself in 1976. It only looks like 36 years old. So good. So good. He's somebody that I think everybody should listen to. Very, very smart, sharp wit, kind of some sarcasm. Well, what do they say here in Wikipedia? He's a topical singer, political activist, was known for his sharp wit, sardonic humor, and political commentary. He wrote about 200 songs in the 1960s and 70s and released 8 albums. I don't know which album I heard by him. It might have been a best of, but there are some fantastic songs that I have heard by him. And I haven't listened to his stuff for a long time just because I haven't. But, oh man, I think it was All the News That's Fit to Sing. I think that was the album from 1964. Could have been a greatest hits. I think it was this. It is this, yeah. All the News That's Fit to Sing. I didn't realize it was his first album. Really a fantastic album. One More Parade is great. Talkin' Vietnam, obviously topical for the time. Power and Glory, The Bells, Automation, Ballad of William Worthy, Knock on the Door, Talking the Cuban Crisis, Too Many Martyrs. It's amazing. That's What I Hear. Bullets of Mexico. Really, really a good album. I don't even remember how I ended up finding it. It might have been during the time I worked on my high school radio station. I might have found it there. But very, very good folk artist and political activist. But anyway, worth listening to, especially now, given what the country's going through currently. Who knows what I could be talking about. This is I Lost Something in the Hills from Sibylle Baier. I assume it's pronounced Baier. Is a German folk singer and actress whose musical abilities achieved belated recognition with the 2006 release of the album Color Green, which is this album. Compiled from songs she had recorded in the early 1970s. She was musically active between 1970 and 73. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this is probably older music. 14 tracks. This is the second track on the album. Pop Deutschland. In English, folk, contemporary folk. I don't know about contemporary folk. This was released in 2006 and was written 30 years earlier. So we'll see how contemporary that is. 3 minutes, 28 seconds. I'm looking forward to this. This is not, I don't usually do folk music, but I do enjoy it every now and again. So let's go. Thanks again to Chris for sending this in. Please like, subscribe, and share. Please go watch another video on the channel. CashApp, PayPal, Patreon information down below. Please go listen to Phil Oakes. OCHS. Absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to stop right away because I listen to this guitar, nice simple guitar riff. Doesn't necessarily sound folksy to me, like folk musicy is what I mean. It could be the introduction to a rock song that suddenly kicks off. It could be the introduction to alternative rock song that suddenly goes in a direction like REM would have a start like this. Um, and this a style of music that I really enjoy. This is a type of music, not a style. I love music that sounds like it could go in many different directions. Old country music I really, really enjoy because it sounds like country, it sounds like folk, it sounds like rock, it sounds like blues. Like and you listen to it and you go, "Oh, I can see how all of this stuff grew, all of these other genres grew out of old country music or were part of old country music." And this is the same thing with folk music. Folk music could turn into rock music, could turn into any number of other types of music, and it just could turn into country, right? Like, and that's what this beginning triggers in me. Like, I listen to it and I go, ah, this is really good because I could hear this at the beginning of any number of other types of tracks. I know ahead of time that this is going to be a folk song, but even so, I just love it.
Every time I shed tears in the last past years, when I pass through the hills, oh, what images return, oh, I yearn for the roots of the woods, that origin of all my strong and strange moods. I lost something in the hills. I lost something in the hills. I grew up in declivities, others grow up in cities, where first love and soul takes rise. There were times in my life when I felt mad and depraved, and only the slopes gave me hope. When I pass through the leg-high grass, I shall die. Under the jessamine I shall die. In the elder tree I need not try to prepare for a new coming day. Where is it that fills the deepness I feel? You will say I'm not Robin the Hood, but how could I hide from top to food that I lost something in the hills? I lost something in the hills, oh, I lost something in the hills. Now I lean on my windowsill and I cry, though it's silly, and I'm dreaming of off and away. Oh, I know far the west these hills exist, marked by apple trees, marked by a straight brook that leads me wherever I wanted to. Well, I lost something in the hills. I lost something in the hills. Oh, I lost something in the hills.
Yeah, it seems a lot of folk music, unless it's really up tempo, is very contemplative, right? It's like thinking music. It's like you just sit and sort of soak in the music, kind of bask in it, just sort of let it roll over you. I think this is a really pretty excellent version of a song like that, where she does a little bit of repetition of that. I lost something in the hills. I lost something in the hills, and has the chorus in here a few times, mentions the hills in another, maybe a couple of passages, and and, and again, the phrase "I lost something in the hills." There's a note in here about grief of lost experiences. Perhaps a lost or forgotten childhood is the central theme of this song. Perhaps. The feeling of loss, especially one without explanation or reason, is common among survivors of traumatic experiences. In the hills, she describes Baier lost something. Trauma can cause people to leave parts of themselves behind, memories, feelings, happiness, in order to cope with the experience. In turn, such feelings can return to the sufferer when they are reminded of the original experience. So, this annotation, not super useful, right? It's kind of giving us general information. This could be what this is. The song might be about the grief of a lost experience, something to do with childhood, blah, blah, blah. But I think the idea here is that the lyrics, "I lost something in the hills," and sort of some of the stuff she talks about, you can kind of apply that to yourself. Like, the hills are whatever you want it to be. It could be a difficult time that you went through, that you made it through, made it out of the hills then, and came back to the path, or wherever you're going. You continued on to climb the mountain, whatever you want to do for the symbolism of the song. But I think just that chorus is just something people can identify with. She does have some things to say in here. They're not super specific. I grew up in declivities, others grew up in cities where first love and soul takes rise. There were times in my life when I felt mad and deprived, and only the slopes gave me hope. When I pass through the leg-high grass, I shall die. Under the jasmine, I shall die. In the elder tree, I need not try to prepare for a new coming day. Where is it that fills the deepness I feel? Where is it that fills the deepness I feel? You will say I am not Robin the Hood, but how could I hide from top to foot? Not a lot of specifics, but imagery and symbolism that you can probably take and apply to yourself, right? Doesn't need to specifically mean anything. It's a pretty song. I like my music, usually like my music to be a little more energetic, a little more fun, interesting in some way. I think folk music has its place. Like I said, there's some folk music I really enjoy. Um, I think this is the slower sort of invest yourself in it music that I'm not as huge a fan of, even though I can recognize, like, yeah, this is a pretty good song. She's got a great voice. It really does suck you in. And I've never heard of her before. Sibylle Baier. I'm really wondering if there's more information about her that might be interesting to find out about. Sibylle Baier. Don't just want music. Here we go. German folk singer and actress whose musical abilities achieved belated recognition. Yep, they just copied over. Her music is known for its plainness, emotional sincerity, and reference to mundane life in a folk style that's been compared to the works of Leonard Cohen and Nick Drake. I can see that. She appeared in Wim Wenders' 1973 film Alice in the Cities, and her music is also featured in Jochen Richter's Hugs and Other Things, German, from 1975, and Wender's Palermo shooting, I can read, from 2008. Baier opted not to pursue acting or singing career, and eventually moved to the United States, where she concentrated on bringing up a family. The songs that made up her album Color Green were home reel-to-reel tape recordings that Baier had made in Germany when she was in her 20s between 1970 and 73. Some 30 years later, her son Robbie compiled a CD from these recordings to give to family members as presents for her 60th birthday in 2006. He also gave a copy to Dinosaur Jr.'s Jay Mascis, who in turn passed it along to the Orange Twin label. Orange Twin released the album in February of 2006. Compiled it for a birthday present for her 60th birthday, and it came out in 2006, and then it came out in February of 2006. So basically, like, that's pretty fast. Like, literally the month of her birthday it came out, because she was born in February of 1946, 25th of February. So they made this album, got it to somebody, and they did a pressing. I bet this information is not correct. Sibylle Baier is cited as a major influence for contemporary singer-songwriters like Justine Lorenz and Luluc, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. In April 2008, it was revealed through her official website that Baier was going into the recording studio and had written 2 new songs. The first of these, Let Us Know, was released in 2008 for the film Palermo Shooting. Ah, interesting. Huh, so she had a potential acting career, a potential, like a nascent, right? Like a formative, not quite fully off and running, but acting career and music career, and ended up raising a family. That's a choice. Ah, very, very cool. That's really neat. It's got to be weird to make something in your 20s and like have it get released to the world when you're 60. That's neat. I guess that's the story that Chris was talking about when he sent this in. Very good. Very good. Pop Squat. Check it out. Please like, subscribe, and share. Please go watch another video on the channel. CashApp, PayPal, Patreon. Down below in the description of the video, if you want to send me something to react to, that'd be the place to do it. So the other track that Chris wanted me to react to is something from Lou Reed. I will probably do that. I don't know if I've heard this song that you want me to check out, Street Hassle, but Lou Reed is super interesting performer. Certainly, what's the song? Walk on the Wild Side is a song that I have known of for years and years and years. He's kind of one of those talk singers. He doesn't really sing, but that might be fun to do too. So Chris, we have one of your songs down, and I will do the other one as soon as I can. But it sounds cool, so we'll check it out probably soon. Papa Squat, check it out. Have yourself a good day. Bye bye.